So in the house that you built for your parents, that you and your husband get to come out and enjoy quite a bit, which is wonderful and part of the plan from the beginning, right? I mean, that's part of why your parents wanted to build it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you, in doing this project, what did you learn and what did you sort of glean from it that made you go, we're going to kind of take this in a business direction and actually launch the business, which is Encircle Designs? Is that right? Okay. So how did that kind of come about?
Well, God, what did I learn? I think ultimately what you learn in doing construction, and this probably is true for almost any field, but that there's going to be a problem. Because really there is. There's not one set formula or one set path that you can do on every single project or every single house. And that it's really about responding to those problems and how you're going to deal with it.
That's really actually a good philosophy for life.
It is.
Because I mean, seriously, life is going to throw you problems. It's how you respond to them. So that's, that's a very good practice for business too. So
So it's more like, okay, don't stress out, don't freak out, don't cry, but deal with it. Okay, here's the problem. What's the best, quickest solution? Do we need to call the manufacturer? Do we need to get a rep out? Do we need to get a new product? Whatever it is, but just, it's really being problem solving. That's, I think, what we learned.
So just for clarification, did Encircle Design come out of the project that you were doing with your parents, or did you start that and then do the project? Which came first?
We did the project, and the project with the idea of, let's see if we really absolutely love working together was probably the biggest thing. Is it going to be too much? Is it going to be perfect? And then let's see if we, because doing the design is one aspect, but then running a business has a whole nother aspect to it. There's the marketing side and the paperwork side and the billing side, and there's a lot of other pieces.
Cash flow side.
A lot of other pieces that go with it. So Encircle Design and Build was kind of in incubation phase, let's call it, while we were building the house, and we would check in with each other and kind of say during the process, like, how does this feel? Do we want to continue this, or do we want to go back and work for other people, or what direction do we want to see our lives take? And
so obviously it worked out.
Yeah.
So what are you guys working on now? What's the next project?
Well, we have that half-acre lot that's next to the house that we ideally will do a design and build for someone. Like a build to suit will be kind of the idea.
Okay.
You could be our neighbor if you want to, John.
Hey, cash flow is an issue for me, so if we can work that out,
No problem for you, anything. And then we do a lot of projects. We do a lot of kitchen remodels and bathroom remodels. We have a furniture making side of the business where we make,
Tell me about that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, not to sound braggadocious, but I think the pieces come out really looking beautiful.
Where are you selling it?
We do. Our work is really for clients. Like, we'll be in their house and we'll be modeling a kitchen, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, we need a table for this," and I'll say, "Well, we do actually have a furniture side, and then we make a table, and maybe we make it out of the same tile that we used in the backsplash is onto the table, so there's a continuity in materials and an easiness on the eyes."
So everything's very custom and pretty much a one of a kind. Like you make a table for somebody, you probably aren't going to see that table ever anywhere else.
No.
Nice.
No. And that helps too. A lot of people have, we need this table that's this awkward size. And, well, we could do it. That's no problem. Or we have a wall to fill and we need more storage. We've been doing these wall-to-ceiling storage units that are, really beautiful to look at, as well as, it allows people to, have a lot more vertical storage, which you normally don't have.
Right. So do you enjoy the designing of the furniture or the overall, like, designing of a bathroom or kitchen or home? Or is it all just fun?
I like both. I really like both. And I have the kind of head that, for the good and bad of it, it just keeps going. So once we get on a project, it'll be 2 a.m. and I'll wake up and I'll think, oh, this is what we need to do. And Klaus does it too. It's like, aha, this is the nugget that we needed.
So the project that will eventually start, hopefully it'll be mine, next to your parents' house.
Absolutely.
Besides that, any other like ground up projects in the works?
Well, we're right now working on a house in Portland where it was kind of an eyesore. wasn't really able to be upkept, and so we purchased that house and we gutted it, and we're doing a whole new remodel inside, and
wow.
that's been super fun to work on.
Now, is this going to be for you guys, or is this going to be, you're going to flip it?
We're going to either rent it or sell it. And the only reason I can't stand the term flip is because I think the connotation a lot of people have is, oh, it's going to be done cheaply or quickly. Whereas, and it might be to our fault, but we really do everything the way that we would want to have it done. So it's all new wire, all new plumbing. We insulate everything. We do it to our standards, as if we were going to be moving in.
Okay.
It's actually nicer than our house, actually.
Wow. So yeah, so people probably, so and if you're building that reputation, people are going to love doing business with you, because just your work's going to speak for itself, because they're going to know, yeah, they do very high-end quality stuff.
I mean, hopefully, I think our concept is that we actually really love people and we really love design. And so we have perhaps maybe a slightly different attitude in the sense that we really genuinely want to see this work for everyone. We're really concerned with the final outcome, and we really want to get it right.
Obviously, the money is an important piece of that, but that's not the sole driving factor here.
No, I think it helps to have it like that.
Yeah.
I certainly when we first began, it was like, oh my God, when is the next client going to come? But, we don't advertise at all, and someone sees a bathroom that we did and they love it, and so then they're our next client. And so
a lot of word of
knock
mouth,
on wood, yeah.
Which is obviously the best. If you can get word of mouth, that's obviously
well,
the
then
best.
They trust us. I mean, the whole process, it's one of the top 5 most nerve-wracking processes for most people. So there's a lot of psychology that goes into it. And so if they have the in from their neighbor or their friend where they know Klaus and I, and so they're, kind of handing us over,
right.
That's the golden ticket.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as we wrap it up, I want to know, is there a project that you want to do during your career? Like, you're like, we have got to do this. Do you guys have that one thing that, like, it's a beach house, or it's a chalet in the mountains, or is there one project that you just like, oh, I got to do it?
Wow, that's a great question.
Or is it just all of them?
Well, we love to travel. That's probably our other big passion. And so we have joked before that, we would love to build in other climates, to have like in Mexico where you really don't need doors and windows and walls, and you can have this kind of breezeway house. So, and picking up elements from that culture would be really important to us. So, I mean, I guess if I could say like the dream, it would be traveling to different places and then building houses in those locations.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Well, awesome. Well, Michelle, I wish you and Klaus the very best.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on and sharing a little bit about what you guys are doing, and letting us get in your house and take pictures and all of that and show it to the world.
So, you're welcome anytime.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure getting to sit down with you for a little bit. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you again right here on Localite. And remember, take care of each other.
Do you have a guest idea? Let us know. Go to localite.com.